Thank you so much. After following Betty, I don't know, I'm kind of intimidated. She's so animated and such a great speaker. So Betty, congratulations, and thank you so much for all of your service to the College of Idaho. Now, I've spent the last 21 years of my career as an affordable housing developer, and I'm passionate about how important safe, sustainable housing is for people, and how important it is to our communities in order to thrive and grow. And I'll start with a little background on myself and how I got here. I graduated, as everyone said, in 1985 with a finance degree from the College of Idaho, and I promptly headed out to Southern California, and I got my first job working with the Irvine Company, which is a humongous real estate developer in Orange County and Newport Beach, as a financial analyst, and that started me out, by happenstance in the world of affordable, or not affordable, but started me out in the world of real estate development. After working 15 years in Orange County and San Diego County, LA, Riverside, as a large commercial developer doing luxury apartments and big box stores and retail centers and concrete tilt-up office warehouse, which is getting really popular here now. My family, my husband Ken and I, decided to relocate back to Idaho. He was a Seattle boy, and we just decided that Southern California, Orange County, San Diego was not the place we wanted to raise our kids, was not the values that we thought that we wanted to instill in our children. And so we really relocated back to Idaho for quality of life and to be by my family that has been here for generations. And I began to work for an affordable housing company, Idaho Housing and Finance Association, and over time I became to run the housing company, which is a nonprofit affordable developer. It's an affiliate corporation to them. And I'm just a huge advocate for affordable, decent, safe, and sanitary housing for all Idahoans. This is important now more than ever, as Idaho has grown so much over the last few years, and as real estate prices have skyrocketed, rental rates have increased, and they've just gone through the roof. Home ownership is very difficult now. It's out of reach for a good portion of our citizens. Rental rates are so high, stable housing has become difficult for so many. I know me and my husband as parents of young adults. I'd hate to be graduating from college right now, trying to make my way in the world and pay the rents that are out there right now, trying to figure out how I'm going to buy my first home. But as an advocate and as an affordable housing developer, and I've traveled around this state for the past 21 years, meeting with city councils, with planning and zoning departments, with mayors, with other developers, property owners, neighborhoods. There are so many myths and fears associated with affordable housing. And I'm going to tell you just a few that I've heard repeatedly over and over. Myth number one, it's just going to be like the projects in Chicago. Everyone there is a criminal and a gang member. Myth number two, all those people are just lazy. They don't want to work. They just live on welfare. Myth number three, it'll be a slum and be dilapidated, and it's going to be a scourge on my neighborhood. Myth number four, I don't want those kinds of people living next to me. The reality is that national statistics show that all types of housing is necessary for healthy and thriving communities. And I'm going to tell you some of the truths, and these are proven. Number one, businesses thrive when there is ample affordable housing in a community because people can live and work there. Truth number two, families thrive as they have more time together. Parents don't have long commutes to work. They can spend more time in their community and more time with their families. Truth number three, children thrive as they have a home to go to after school and they're not distracted by worrying about where they're going to sleep that night. They can do their homework, they can learn, and they can develop. Truth number four, people thrive as healthy, stable housing is a strong social determinant of health. And I'm going to read a quote now from an article in healthaffairs.org. and I quote, "There is strong evidence characterizing housing's relationship to health. Housing stability, quality, safety, and affordability all affect health outcomes. The impact of housing on health is now being widely considered by policymakers. Housing is one of the best researched social determinants of health, and selected housing intervention for low-income people have been found to improve health outcomes and decrease healthcare costs." And I've worked extensively with St. Alphonsus Hospital and St. Luke's Hospital on this issue with Corey Serber. She was a previous Alumni Award winner. I work with her in figuring out ways that we can solve this problem. People with unstable housing have higher rates of morbidity, higher incidences of trips to the emergency room, higher healthcare costs, and when they do receive healthcare, their health outcomes is often less effective than those that are stably housed. Housing instability in youth is associated with increased rates of depression and teen pregnancy, early drug and alcohol use, and increased rates of suicide and incarceration. Affordable housing isn't just about putting people in decent, safe, and sanitary places to live. It's about providing stability so children can learn and thrive, and adults can find stable employment and get further education so that they can get a leg up in life. Affordable housing strengthens connections to community. As people live where they work, they can be more involved, they have pride, they can serve, a big message that we've heard tonight. And so you might ask, what kinds of people live in affordable housing? Well, I'll tell you. People just like us. The grocery store clerk, the waitress at your local restaurant, the sales clerk at your favorite store, the entry-level teacher or first responder, the receptionist at your medical office or school. Most of the housing that we build in my career is for people that make 60% or less of the area median income, and in the Treasure Valley, that's about $50,000. This is our workforce. Affordable housing increases the economics of a community. I talk with economic development associations all over the state, and their main drivers of economic growth is the availability of affordable housing in their community. Without that, they cannot attract new businesses, and the existing businesses struggle filling jobs and getting decent employees. And when you have employees that commute a long way, absenteeism is high. We've all seen the signs in the window and the closed doors of the places that we like to frequent. Lack of staffing forces closure, or please be patient with us as we are short on staff. This is a problem that we all need to address now. And even if there is a downturn in the real estate market, that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity for us to make headway when we have time, because the development community has been so difficult over the past few years. Affordable housing is workforce housing. It's some of the most regulated and monitored housing in the country from a physical and a social standpoint. It's not the old projects or the subsidized housing of the past. It's modern, healthy, sustainable, energy efficient, and very well regulated, and it's necessary for people to get a hand up and not a handout. And I have spent the last 21 years working in this field, and I'm a conservative person, and so I'm not for a lot of social programs, but affordable housing for our workforce, it's the people that we need to serve. It's our recent college graduates who have their first job. It's our workforce that is out there our single moms that are trying to work 2 jobs and to raise a family. It's so important to our communities, and I just hope that I haven't bored you, and I hope that you'll take a couple of tidbits that I said tonight, and you'll think about those the next time that something comes up in your community, to think more favorably that It's not the old projects from the olden days where the rent is subsidized, and it's not a negative thing. And so I just encourage you all to do your part in your communities, and I do my part in mine. And I thank you all so much for letting me give my little talk about affordable housing. Thank you.